So this evening, just wanted to look at Matthew chapter 15, verses 21 through 28. That's the whole of it, just Matthew chapter 15, verses 21 through 28. Then Jesus went out from there and departed to the region of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came from that region and cried out to him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is severely demon-possessed. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and urged him, saying, Send her away, for she cries out after us. But he answered and said, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then she came and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs. And she said, Yes, Lord, yet even the little dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Then Jesus answered and said to her, O woman, great is your faith. Let it be to you as you desire. And her daughter was healed from that very hour. So here was a woman, and we know that, this was a pretty male-dominated society, so she was not like an upper-class person, I suppose. But worse, she was a Canaanite, which, they called them dogs. Like we were talking about earlier, she would have been a foreigner, and they would call them dogs, just as the Lord mentioned dogs, because they did not obey the Jewish food laws, so they would just eat anything. That's how we think about dogs, I guess. But, so she was a scorned person in this society. She was a lesser person, right? But she was in great need, not for herself, but for her daughter. And we can only imagine what that would be like for her daughter to have been possessed like that and her not be able to do anything to help her. And I have no idea how long this had gone on, but this woman sounds pretty desperate. But that was her mission as a mother, to get help for her child, help that only the Lord could provide. And this is why she didn't quit or give up. At first, when Jesus said nothing, ignored her, but she kept coming and crying out anyway, Have mercy on me, even when he did not respond. And then the disciples, now I don't know if they were getting embarrassed or annoyed or disturbed or what, but, they're like, this woman is crying out after us. But Jesus doesn't send her away. Instead, now he kind of enters a conversation with her. He tells her he's not here for her at this time. And she responds with, Lord, help me. And now she has his attention, the one that can help her. Right? She's got his attention now. Jesus reminds her that she's not one of God's people, that he should not give her what is theirs, what is rightly theirs. Instead of being offended or insulted or angry, like some might be, she just asks for the crumbs, just for the crumbs. This shows a knowledge of God's power in Jesus and her faith in him. To do this for her would be so great a thing to her. It would mean so much to her. It would change her life totally. But it would just be a tiny thing for the Lord. Practically insignificant, just a crumb. And Jesus grants her that crumb. And the woman's daughter is restored. Now there's a lot of lessons you could take from just this one small incident. The lady was not one of God's people, but Jesus helped her. She didn't give up. She was persistent to the point of being annoying, which is kind of funny. But it worked, right? And I think we have a parable about the annoying woman and a judge, right? So similar to that. But the disciples even asked Jesus to send her away. But she didn't. He didn't. Jesus did not send her away. And then even when Jesus reminded her that she was not a Jew and had no right to ask, she still worshiped. It says she worshiped and asked. The woman believed in his power. She had faith in him. She also believed in his goodness and his willingness to help. And this is another example that Jesus gives us how we should live and serve and do for others in his name to further his cause. And also, this evening, while we're here, it makes me think, is there anyone here that needs a crumb, that needs just a little something from the Lord? You know, unlike the Canaanite woman, we're all God's children. And Jesus, he gave, in reference to like bread, he gave the whole loaf. He gave his body for us. He gave everything for us, and he offers us everything. Even if we feel we do not belong, or if we feel we're unworthy, which, seriously, really, none of us are worthy, so we're all in the right place together at least. But does anybody need anything, just a little bit from the Lord maybe? He has more than enough for all of us. He has love and kindness and power to spare. And I would encourage you to pray to him. The Lord wants to bless you. He wants to bless all of us. And if anyone here does have any need, anything that we could help with or that we could pray with you for, please come forward as we stand and sing number 330.